Heavenly Father, once again, we come to say thank you. We come to say thank you for your love, thank you for your care, thank you for your grace, and thank you for your mercy. We also want to thank you for our Black history. Thank you for allowing us to speak. Thank you for allowing people to arrive here safely. And thank you for being you, God. Thank you for being how amazing you are. Thank you for being forgiving. And please, God, keep us in your heart, and we're going to keep you in ours. We love you, God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Give me you. I hope I'm not too late. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Give me you.
Black Greek letter organizations emerged during a period that is characterized as a low point in America-race relations. These associations were established on the principles of personal excellence, racial uplift, community service, civic action, and kinship. Their emergence coincided with significant national developments, including the rise of Jim Crow laws, the popularity of scientific racism, and widespread racial violence and prejudice. Black students, whether they were studying at historically black colleges and universities or predominantly white institutions, came together to create these organizations, forging familial ties to one another and outreach within the larger black community. Those kinships and ties endure to this day. They were formed at a time when Greek life at predominantly white institutions excluded black students. Today, the 9 Black Greek letter organizations that comprise the National Panhellenic Council, known as the Divine Nine, have had an impact on community service and civic engagement nationally through outreach programs that include literacy, professional development, and voter registration. Many of them are your local coaches, like Coach Azarius Larry. They are your educators, like Miss Deneen Miller, myself, and the late Miss Glenda Henderson. They are attorneys, like Mr. Brian Smith. They are pastors, like Reverend Quincy Knox. People who live their lives striving to make an impact in the communities in which they live and serve.
Made that thing clear. Those in the crew, spinning those when it's bad. Thinking real fine, standing by line. High heels on, right on time. Oh man, look at y'all, that shit making that thing jiggle. I like the way you wobbly when it wiggle. Anybody down from under around middle. Some of these people, we put a freeman in the middle. Anything get baby, how she making up cheap. She scared to go forward, so the jiggle me. If she doing it quite right, I might just give her 50. I've been drinking here, so I'm kind of tipsy.
Political in 1913. Delta's members marched side by side with white women in 1913. Women's suffragette march, which featured 10,000 participants, and lobbied the federal government on various matters, including standing against the injustice, particularly in the Scottsboro boy case, anti-lynching laws, and U.S. involvement in Haiti.
It has also sponsored various social programs for Black people. It created the National Library Project in 1937, which sought to bring literacy to a population with limited resources. Furthermore, it created one of the nation's first book models, where it filled buses with books and traveled to various areas in the American South. It served Black people in some of the most isolated parts of the country.
Phi Beta Sigma originated at Howard University on January 9, 1914. During the 1920s, Phi Beta Sigma actively engaged in advocacy efforts, notably supporting anti-lynching legislation. Moreover, it launched the Bigger and Better Business National Program, aiming to address the imperative for black economic empowerment. On, oh. Oh. On the global stage, the fraternity opposed U.S. military intervention in Haiti, marking its involvement in international affairs. During this period, Sigma grew to have 45 chapters in 25 different cities.
Notable Sigma brothers went on to make a significant impact in the Harlem Renaissance. Rhodes Scholar and writer Alain Locke produced The New Negro in 1925, an anthology that featured fiction, poetry, and essays on black art and literature. Another notable Sigma member during this period, musician James Weldon Johnson, author, Lift Every Voice and Sing, also known as the Negro National Anthem.
Omega Psi Phi. 3 students wanted to create something that Howard University could have of its own. At Howard, 3 students, Edgar Love, Frank Coleman, and Oscar Cooper, along with the assistance of biology professor Ernest Just, established a new fraternity called Omega Psi Phi on November 17, 1911.
During the Great Depression, the fraternity supported lawyer and civil rights activist J.P. Davis, chairman of the Joint Committee on National Recovery, a coalition of 20 civil rights groups in his efforts to secure fair employment for black people. Notable Omegas are Langston Hughes, Sterling Brown, Steve Harvey.
Most black Greek letter fraternities trace their origins to Howard University. However, Kappa Alpha Psi is one of a few black Greek letter organizations that emerged among black students at predominantly white universities. Elder Watson Diggs and Byron Kenneth Armstrong, who had forged a friendship at Howard, found themselves at Indiana University, where they confronted the stark realities of black life. Discrimination, inadequate social services, and meager representations left black students socially isolated within a campus environment. They denied access to recreational and entertainment facilities. Its initiatives included programs aiding high school students. Notable Kappas are Colin Kaepernick, Marvin Sapp, and Lecrae.
Iota Phi Theta was established on September 19, 1963 at Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, marking the final addition to the National Pan-Hellenic Council. Founded amidst the civil rights movement by 12 men, most of whom were non-traditional students, the group dedicated itself to social service.
Along with the civil rights ethos, its members actively supported the boycott of the segregated shopping mall in Baltimore and collaborated on community service projects with organizations such as the NAACP, United Negro College Funds, and Southern Christian Leadership Council.
Notable Iotos are Spitzer Christian, Bishop Talbert Swan, U.S. Congressman Bobby Rush. God bless.
Before 1906, Alpha Phi Alpha was founded. It is the sole black Greek letter organization founded at an Ivy League institution, Cornell University. Amidst a compass marked by segregation and social isolation for black students, a troubling low retention rate promoted the remaining individuals to form a support and study group.
During the era when most black teenagers did not graduate high school or pursue college education, Alpha Phi Alpha intervened. It devised programs offering tutoring, financial aid, and heightened educational opportunities for black youth. Notably, it initiated a national community service agenda, featuring initiatives such as the Go to High School, Go to College program, and the Voting Rights program, which engaged in voter registration drives.
Notable alphas are Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights leader.
Thurgood Marshall, the first African-American Supreme Court Justice member, and the NAACP Legal Counsel.
W.E.B. Du Bois, scholar, historian, and co-founder of NAACP.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I had to run. I do what I can when I can, when I can for my people. Where the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on, I can feel it in my bones. Calling me to answer, gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me.
Whatever God's may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fair clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bulging of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, looms but this horror of the shade, and yet the minutes of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul.
Ghetto, a word people use when they don't understand us. A label thrown on anyone who doesn't fit their comfort. If I don't talk like y'all, it's a problem. If I don't dress like y'all, I'm a thug. If I don't move like y'all, I'm too much. Ghetto, a word you use when you're afraid of what you can't control. So let me redefine what you thought you knew. G, greatest. H, hardworking. E, engaging. T, talented. T, top notch. O, overachiever. Now that I really think about it, the problem isn't me, it's jealousy. Because why is everything we do seen as ghetto through your eyes? I'm ghetto if I don't wear my hair a certain way. I'm ghetto if I don't dress like majority of the white kids in my school. I'm ghetto just by affiliation with my skin color. Before you know my name, my story, or my character, I'm already labeled, but hear me clearly. I am not ashamed. Yes, I'm loud when I talk because my voice deserves a space. Yes, I'm confident because my ancestors survived worse than opinions. Yes, I walk different, speak different, exist different, because I was never meant to blend in. What y'all call ghetto, I call culture. What you call too much, I call excellence. What you try to hold down, I rise above. So being proud, unapologetic, resilient, and real is ghetto. Then I wear that word with honor. You call me ghetto like it's an insult, but that word only exists because you need a name for the confidence you never had the courage to carry.
to introduce the speaker. When I first encountered Adarian Williams, he was in my 4th grade ELA class. He was a very memorable young man with an infectious smile. Presently, he serves as Deputy Chief of Staff in the Office of the President at Grambling State University. He is a trained actor, vocalist, creator, and arts advocate. A native of Sylvesboro, Louisiana, Williams earned his BS degree in Music and Visual Arts and Performing Arts and a Master of Public Administration, all from the Grambling State University. As an undergraduate, he was elected to the Student Government Association as president for 2 terms and appointed student member to the Louisiana Board of Regents. On stage, Williams has performed in more than 20 theatrical productions. Career highlights include portraying Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in The Mountaintop and a performance at Carnegie Hall in New York City. A member of the Mount Zion Baptist Church at Grambling and Phi Mu Symphonia Fraternity of America, Williams is guided by the conviction that art and education rewrites destiny. He is dedicated to inspiring others and uplifting community, telling stories that expand access and opportunity for the next generation of artists and scholars. And all this was possible because he had a fabulous 4th grade ELA teacher.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Good afternoon. Steeped in history with a long-standing legacy of tradition, service, excellence, and exemplifying Grambling State University's motto, the place where everybody, I am Adarian Williams, and I have the pleasure of serving as Deputy Chief of Staff in the Office of the President of Grambling State University, Dr. Martin Lamel Jr., and it is certainly a pleasure to join you all here today. Good afternoon, Junction City. Good afternoon to our students, our parents, our families. Good afternoon to our teachers, staff, administrators, district leaders, and community partners. To the superintendent, principals, and the entire Junction City School District leadership team, thank you for supporting student voices and for understanding that education is more than about academics. It is about identity, confidence, opportunity, preparing young people to lead in the real world. I want to start by acknowledging that this Black History program did not happen by accident. It happened because a Junction City High School senior, JaCameron Flowers, recognized that Black history is not just something we look back on once a year. It is something we learn from, grow from, and use to better understand ourselves and each other every single day. So let's give JaCameron a round of applause. He took initiative and formally requested permission to host this program. That matters because leadership does not begin with a title. Leadership begins with responsibility. And when students step forward with purpose and adults are willing to listen, that is how strong schools and strong communities are built. So kudos to you. Thank you. This moment is especially meaningful to me because the invitation to speak today came from someone who helped shape who I am, my 4th grade ELA teacher, Mrs. Vicki Hill. She is Black history. She serves here in Junction City as one of the first African American administrators in the school's history. That deserves a round of applause. That milestone represents progress, not just for one person, but for this entire community. Being first often means walking into unfamiliar spaces. Being first also means setting a standard and opening doors so others don't have to be the first again. Mrs. Hill, you did more than teach me reading and writing. You taught me confidence. You taught me discipline. You taught me how to believe in myself. Your influence did not end in the classroom. It followed me into every room I entered since then. And for that, I say thank you. As we move forward, everything I share today connects back to our theme. So I want you to repeat after me. Built on strength, driven by purpose. I think we can do a little bit better than that. Built on strength, driven by purpose. When we say we are built on strength, we are talking about people who made difficult choices in the face of uncertainty. Harriet Tubman is a perfect example. Harriet Tubman was born into slavery in Maryland. She escaped freedom, but instead of staying safe, she made the courageous decision to return. She became a conductor on the Underground Railroad, a secret network of routes and safe houses that helped enslaved people escape to freedom. She went back for her people time after time after time, risking her life on every journey. She relied on her faith, her knowledge of the land, and her determination. And history tells us she never lost one single person she guided to freedom. That is not accidental courage. That is strength anchored in purpose. How many of you know Frederick Douglass? How many of you know Frederick Douglass? Frederick Douglass shows us another form of strength. Born enslaved, Frederick Douglass was forbidden to learn to read. When he realized that education was the pathway to freedom, he taught himself anyway, using newspapers, borrowed books, conversations with others. After escaping slavery, he became a leading abolitionist, a powerful speaker, and a writer whose words challenged America to confront the truth about itself. His life teaches us that knowledge can be revolutionary. Then there's Ruby Bridges. By a show of hands, who knows who Ruby Bridges is? Yes, in 1960, at the age of 6 years old, Ruby Bridges became the first black child to integrate an all-white elementary school in New Orleans. Each day, she walked past angry crowds, escorted by U.S. Marshals, just to attend school. Often, she sat alone in her classroom because other parents refused to send their children. Yet, she showed up day after day because education mattered to Ruby Bridges. That kind of courage does not wait until adulthood. It starts now, young people, because we are built on strength, driven by purpose. Let me hear you say it. Built on strength, driven by purpose. Strength alone can carry you for a while, but purpose is what keeps you moving forward when the journey gets difficult. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. understood this deeply. He was not only a preacher, he was not only meant for the speech, "I have a dream." He was a scholar who believed that education, discipline, and organized nonviolent resistance could move a nation towards justice. When Dr. King stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, he spoke words that still challenge us today. He said, "I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created, that all men are created, that all men are created equal." That was not just a dream, it was a call to action. Rosa Parks understood that call as well. She was not simply tired after a long day. She was trained in civil rights organizing and deeply committed to justice. Her refusal to give up her seat sparked the Montgomery bus boycott and helped change the course of our history. John Lewis understood purpose as well. As a young man, he crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, knowing the danger that awaited him. He was beaten, bruised, but he did not retreat. He went back. His courage helped him lead to the passage of the Voting Rights Act. Purpose turns belief into movement. That same connection between preparation and purpose shows up in the story of former President Barack Hussein Obama. Before becoming the first black president of the United States, he was a student searching for identity, a community organizer learning how to listen, and a public servant preparing quietly for leadership long before history ever called his name. His journey reminds us that representation matters, but preparation matters just as much. Purpose, young people, is not rushed. It is built day by day, brick by brick. And when we talk about people like Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Ruby Bridges, Dr. King, Rosa Parks, John Lewis, and even Barack Obama, it's important to understand that they were not the only ones. We know many other names, but they are the names history highlights. But they represent millions of black men and women whose contributions don't always make the front page of the textbook. People who built, who created, who invented, who healed, and taught in ways that still impact our daily lives. Let me show you what I mean. How many of you have ever driven through an intersection with a traffic light? Everybody should have raised their hand except for the young people. The traffic signal was improved and patented by Garrett Morgan, a black inventor who was focused on public safety and saving lives. How many of you have ever ridden a train, subway, or streetcar? Nobody? Those systems became safer and more efficient because of the work of Granville T. Woods, often called the Black Edison, who held dozens of patents related to electric railways. How many of you have ever used hair care or beauty products created specifically for black women in mind? Who am I talking about?
C.J. Walker.
Who?
Madam C.J. Walker.
That industry was transformed by Madam C.J. Walker, the daughter of formerly slaved parents who became one of America's first self-made female millionaires while creating jobs and opportunities for others. And those are just a few more examples. Black history is not only about protest and perseverance, it is also about problem solving, innovation, excellence. We didn't only survive difficult conditions, we helped build industries. We helped move this country forward, and we continue to do so every day. That matters, especially for our young people, because it reminds you that your future is not limited to one path. Black excellence shows up in science, technology, music, medicine, education, business, trades, the arts, and spaces that haven't even been imagined yet. And that brings me right to the students in this room today. Because all of this history, all of these stories, and all of these contributions that I've shared today are not just about the past. They are about what is possible for you today. Students, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be intentional. Take your education seriously. Listen to your elders. Learn from your parents and your big cousins. Learn how to ask questions. Learn how to finish what you started. You come from people who figure things out without instructions, and that same strength lies in each and every one of you. You do not have to compare yourself to anybody. You are uniquely you, no matter what social media says. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. You are not behind. You are not late. You are on your own specific journey. Some of you will discover your purpose sooner. Others, it will take time. But both journeys are okay. What matters is that you continue to believe in yourself enough to keep going. So students, I want all of you to repeat after me. I love myself. I'm proud of myself. I believe in myself. I'm a genius. I think y'all can do better than that. Imagine yourself sitting in your bathroom looking in the mirror. I want you to tell yourself this every single day. Parents, you can join in as well. I love myself. I'm proud of myself. I believe in myself. I'm a genius. Now y'all did good that time. But I really want you to tell this to yourself with some energy, with confidence. I love myself. I'm proud of myself. I believe in myself. I'm a genius. To our parents, teachers, administrators, and community members, remember, when we work together, our students win. When we work together, our students become successful. Programs like this show young people that their stories matter and their voices belong. This is how we build strong communities together. So here's my charge to each of you. Carry the strength that brought you this far. Let purpose guide your next step. And don't wait for permission to lead. History is still being written, and all of us are a part of what comes next. One day, someone will ask this generation, what did you stand for? Make sure you can tell them confidently that you were built on strength, driven by purpose. You were built on strength, driven by purpose. And last but not least, I've had the opportunity to portray Dr. King in several different productions. And although I do my best not to mimic him, I always share a monologue from the show Mountaintop by Katori Hall that I do believe continues to be encouraging to many throughout the world. And it tells a bit of story. He says, the first march I ever led, I was surrounded by all kinds of people. Old women who found it hard to walk across the room somehow found the strength to march for miles. Young men and women carrying their children. Older children holding the hands of their younger brothers and sisters. All of a sudden, this bottle was thrown from the middle of a crowd. We all shouted, "Duck!" And everyone did. But children have a need to know what's being done. That bottle struck this young child. It cut the whole left side of her face. None of us really had time to be angry then. We rushed to protect her, to console her, to worry about stopping the bleeding, but we marched on. Then a few moments later, this man, this huge man, bigger than the truck he must have been driving that night, this man with all his force yelled, "Why don't you just go home?" He was yelling at this boy who couldn't have been older than 7 or 8. I saw the look in that child's face. He was hurt, scared, and most of all ashamed. He thought he must have done something terribly wrong to have all that hate directed toward him. Yes, we can get angry. With all the history that makes me a black man, I can get angry. But it is a different kind of anger. It is an anger that makes you know you can't stop loving, can't stop believing. It is an anger that makes you want to prove hate wrong. This land that I speak about, this promised land, a land in black, red, white, blue, brown, gold. It's a land where hunger is no more, where war is no more, richness is no more, poverty is no more, destruction is no more, only love, radical, fierce love. That promised land can be achieved here on earth. I will never walk through that blessed garden over yonder. That lush land just on the far side of the moon. It is so. I'll just say it like this. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said we'd ever get there. Then again, nobody ever thought we'd make it this far. You have wandered the deserts, the flaming sands burning your feet. But you are standing at the edge of Canaan on a mountaintop made of the dreams of men and women who have paid the ultimate price with their lives. Young people, you must rise, for you can no longer walk weary through this world with willowed back. Your time is now. I tell you now. The burden can no longer be set among our ancestors. We must pick up the baton and pass it along. For we are the climbers, the new carriers of this world. The promised land is so close and yet so far away. It's so close and yet so far away. It's so close and yet so far away. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this moment. It's been a pleasure to share with you. Thank you.
I think it's supposed to be said. If we must die, let it not be like hogs hunted and penned in a glorious spot while around us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accused light. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain, that even the monsters we defy shall not constrain to honor us. Thou that, oh, Geeseman, we must meet the common foe. Thou far outnumber, let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave, like men will face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fight back.